As part of AnxiousED's Anxiety in Us campaign, we sat down with Best Clinic's Robin Oxley, a leading practitioner in mindfulness meditation. Righto. So, if you wanted to just give me a little bit of background knowledge on Best Coaching and what kind of stuff you guys offer here.
Okay. Well, basically, one of the things, a number of things we offer. One is mindfulness. As such, we do training and individual sessions and other therapies as well. Hypnotherapy, particularly for stress management, is another one we do.
Yeah, no, I saw that you specialise on your website. So, is this something that you would do in like you said a one-on-one setting, but I'm noticing all this shit. Is this something you do in like a group setting as well? It's not like a aerobics class or something. You would just
mindfulness itself. I mean, as you can see, it's set up for groups. We do groups, and we do taster sessions for mindfulness, and also what we call the 4-step mindfulness.
Yeah, no, I saw that on the website.
So, which is basically ramps up teaching people to just become aware of the sensations in life, the experiences in life, rather than seeing it through many filters, conditioning.
Yeah, it's to do more with kind of like getting in touch with your body as opposed to like thinking about nature and
basically staying in the moment. If you think about it, as Zen Buddhism is probably the nearest you get. To mindfulness, and it's just sensing that this is the moment now, and you either live in the past or the future, and to keep in the moment now is a time where you can be more powerful than worrying.
Yeah, so like stressing about the past and the future. So I noticed that you did your honours in psychology. So when you were at both of my flatmates do psychology right now, and so some of their modules are about mindfulness and stuff. And I know that it's not like a new concept necessarily, but was it something that you were interested in when you were at uni, or did you learn about it when you were?
Well, it wasn't in vogue. Because I went to uni almost 40 years ago, so it's a long time.
I didn't want to presume,
but I did the equivalent back there, which is meditation. The time in the late 60s, 70s, it was transcendental meditation, and which I didn't do, but I did the equivalent, which is the British Meditation Society, which is the longest running meditation.
Is mindfulness kind of like a tarted up name for meditation?
Basically,
yeah, because I was going to say people kind of might eye roll if you said meditation.
Yeah, in essence, it's Buddhism, although there's Hindu varieties of it, which is TM mainly as well.
Yeah. So, what kind of health benefits do you think someone practicing mindfulness could offer to someone who maybe leads a very stressful life or suffers from a lot of anxiety?
Well, it knocks out the natural fear brain. The stress, the fight and flight brain that looks at things, triggers in the environment, whatever it might be. It might be for a student the looming of final exams or the possibility of no jobs at the end, and instead of focusing on that, it focuses on, I'm okay now, I'm breathing, I'm functioning, and if you keep your perceptions in the present, you can start to deal with what is the fear about.
So it's kind of taking you out of the mind and into the body then?
Well, both really. The mind and body are linked. Breathing is one of the most powerful ways of doing it, and if you breathe in a calm way, you're giving your body a calming viewpoint, and once the whole body-mind system's calm, you can look at whatever was fearful and say, well, actually, if I tease out what it is, there's things there that could be stopping me acting, and I decide to actually deal with them rather than worry about them.
So it's finding clarity through sort of getting in touch with your body and then having a look at what the causes and stuff might be.
Yeah, it's not just about navel gazing, because if it was, just people sit around all day. It's about learning about yourself, learning about your interaction with the environment, your personal spiritual growth, and actually then going out in the world and doing something about it. So it's a very active system in the end.
Do you think that it's something that you would say requires any kind of routine? Like if you had a client who was practicing mindfulness, would you recommend that they do like an hour of meditation a day or something like that, or is there any kind of routine to it?
Yeah, it's not rigid, but you definitely have to practice. You have to do it often enough to become a new habit. And anything you do regularly enough becomes a habit, as is mindfulness. And if you do it regularly for 3 or 4 weeks, it becomes in your system. If you keep it up, it will start to grow and make changes.
And it's not necessarily the sense that you have to be like sat on a bamboo mat surrounded by like dim lights and stuff. You can do it you could sit and do it on a bus or something like that.
Well, mindfulness you can do anywhere, anytime.
Yeah.
You could be sitting on a bus, instead of being bored, you could decide to be aware of the sitting on the seat, aware of the traffic passing, aware of the people, other people in the. So there's lots of things you can be aware of instead of just being asleep to the experience.
Do you think, speaking about, like I was saying earlier about young people today, I think that levels of anxiety among young people are kind of an unprecedented high at the moment. Do you think there's any particular reason for that, like shifts in modern life, social media?
There's a lot of pressure on people, generally. You in the old days, I think you had time to work out who you were, what you were doing in life. Now you've got to be fully fledged and employable.
I've heard people say before as well that when maybe in previous generations, it's not that they taught you to be less ambitious, but maybe there were less options open to you, and especially with the advent of the internet, I think that young people today, because especially in this country there's so much opportunity, people kind of get stressed about the idea of making their own decision, like if they do the wrong uni course, if they go into the wrong job, if they, I don't know, anything really. And then, so like the weight of having so much opportunity around you can actually cause quite a lot of anxiety.
That's true, and again, we live in a society that wants a lot. We're continually marketed and advertised to want things, and the more you want, the less you'll be satisfied with what you've got.
Do you think that anxiety, mindfulness is something that should be taken more seriously in maybe like schools and the workplace? Like, do you think there's any way that they could, because I don't remember ever being taught anything about it at school, I don't ever remember being taught anything, just managing stress in general at uni. I mean, there's counselling services that are available to us, but I think that one of my friends for their dissertation did an experiment where they got people in the workplace to practice meditation for like half an hour every day, and it had a massive effect on like communication and motivation, stuff like that. Do you think that that's something that should be introduced into schools and workplaces?
Without a doubt, and increasingly, I mean, it's seen through the doctor's surgeries now as a primary line of attack on depression, as opposed to using pharmaceuticals. So, back that track into school, so that as early as you can get it, really teaching people to become aware of their environment, their effect on other people, all of the things that you can do with that.
Yeah, I think that there is a lot of misinformation in our culture about anxiety and like mental illness in general. And do you feel that people are too quick to run to like pharmaceutical solutions for things like anxiety and just like getting pills from their GP, when really it's just a sort of, not a learned behaviour, but like a sort of toxic cycle of thinking that can be broken through therapy like mindfulness?
It can, but it takes a little effort, and we're not in a society that likes to do effort with things, likes to go to the doctor, be given some pills, and that's it. Then you live in a half-life, full of narcotics. And one of the
pills to make you down, pills to make you.
One of the precepts of mindfulness that comes from Buddhism is that we all live a delusional world. That it's an illusion, and all of the factors that make your particular illusion or delusion, don't have to be there. And the more you can drop them down, whether it be pharmaceuticals, drink, TV, anything that stops you being totally present with your life, is anathema. So, the more you can get yourself clear, think of it like a stream that's polluted. The more you can clear the stream, the more you can see things clearly, the more you can make better decisions.
So that's all the questions I really have. Thank you for listening to me prattle on.